inside the shop for a while now. In case you needed a quick little recap, this is Rubí. She is my 2023 Hellcat Challenger Jailbreak last call. I can't believe that I've owned Rubí for a little over 2 years now, and I figured now is a great time to do a 2-year ownership review. While we're in here, let me go ahead and show you the current mileage. We are at 12,057 miles, which may not be a lot for some people, but I bought Rubí as my weekend car, so that's really only when I drive her. But I actually do get quite a bit of use out of her, but we'll go into that in just a second. Rubí is, for the most part, completely stock. And before I hear, how come you haven't bought any parts for her? You must be new here because I have a 2024 Raptor. I recently just bought a house, and you are currently inside my shop. So if you want me to buy parts for Rubí, please like and subscribe and continue watching because I also want parts for Rubí. But surprisingly, I still have the stock tires on here. And for my 2-year ownership review, I still don't like them. I will avoid the rain at all costs. And spinning the wheels has now become just a daily occurrence at this rate. For being my very first supercharged V8, I've actually gotten a whole lot better at handling her because when I first got her, I was very, very nervous at handling 717 horsepower straight from factory. So let me show you what's under the hood. Just a casual 6.2 liter supercharged V8 engine, nothing much, completely stock. And I wanted to show you this because some person in one of my earlier videos had said that this is actually a V6. I didn't know I was driving a V6, so apparently I have to prove my point that this is a legit Hellcat. One of the modifications that I've done to Rubí is get her completely wrapped in gloss PPF. It has been one of the best things that I could have done, not only to protect it from rock chips, but also sun damage. And I just feel like it adds so much more shine to the car, making it look clean longer, and it does not impair the paint at all. So in the sun, you can see a lot more of the sparkle. I really love that about the Octane Red, that in certain lightings, it can look like a deep cherry, and other times it can look completely black and very stealthy, especially at night, which comes in handy when you're trying to avoid tickets in this car. Something that I am surprised about is this front splitter. One, I was a little bit nervous that it was going to be collecting a lot more rock chips because that itself is a black plastic trim that does not get wrapped in PPF. And I was expecting this to be damaged a lot more in the past 2 years. I did hit something here in the corner. I'm not sure what it was, but it obviously left a little bit of a chip here, but I'm going to end up replacing that part anyways. You can't tell, but I see it. So that's probably one of the things that, I don't know, it just comes with the normal wear and tear, but I just wanted to mention that as far as the 2 years that I've had her. Moving on to the interior. I love the all black leather, and yes, it's a little bit outdated, but my favorite part has to be the seats. Not only do I love this emblem, but they're heated and vented, which is very convenient, may I say. Another thing that makes it the absolute best is the fact that these seats are very comfortable. I had long road trips in them, and I've never gotten tired in these seats. I did want to show you the blind spots because the visibility in here is horrible in the rear. So just keep that in mind if you're looking at any Challenger for that case. Something that took me a while to figure out was the fact that there is ambient lighting in here. And that was because I started realizing that there's a light in the cup holder and also on the ones on the door. Once I started messing with this button, I was moving it around and I couldn't really notice a difference, especially in the daylight. So I started messing with this button just a little bit more. And then that's when I figured out we have ambient lighting coming from the cup holders. Now, it's not that bright. I wish it was, and there's only one color, and that's as far as I've learned. I wish we had at least 2 or 3 different choices, but I guess you can faintly see the cup holders, but you can't tell right now because it's obviously daylight and I have the lights on. But yeah, there is some ambient lighting in here. It's just not the brightest. As far as the second thing that took me a while was actually the volume controls, surprisingly, because usually they're in front of the steering wheel. So I would have never thought to check behind until somebody finally told me in the comment section. Now, I do want to mention that you're going to need a dash cam and a radar. I say this because you just never know where the cops are. Also, you're going to get pulled over so many times, for good or for bad, when it comes to driving a Challenger Mopar in general. It's going to happen, and some cops are going to lie, and you're just going to want to save yourself and get yourself a dash cam, because you can never be too safe these days, whether it's with cops or just with bad drivers all around. So do yourself a favor and get a dash cam and a radar. 2 other things you're going to need when it comes to the Hellcat. First one is a fuel disabler, and the second one is going to be a kill switch. This is a non-negotiable. You need this. It's going to give you a lot more peace of mind knowing that you're going to need a kill switch in order to get the car started. Now, I love this one because you have to be within a few inches in order for this to work. So either you pay for somebody to install this or you learn to install it like I did. And trust me, you're going to wish you wanted one because it's not 100% effective. Let me just say that. But if the time were ever to come, you're going to wish you had a kill switch. Now, while we're in here, I do want to show you the mileage on the Hellcat, just so I can show you that never gets old. But I wanted to show you the mileage because it's been 2 years, and this is just considering how I drive it personally, and this is also a lot on the highway, not so much on the street. So let's do that real quick. 10.9. Do you see that? Do you see this? It is 10.9. I was expecting somewhere between 12 to 15. It's been a while since I've seen my MPG, but not 10.9. My goodness, I wonder why I think I'm going to the gas station. Do you want to see though my top speed? 173. Don't ask me where that was. Alright. Let's go out for a drive. So. We gotta close up right. Look at the moo-moos! Ah! I'm obsessed. I wasn't expecting it to be a little bit windy, so I'm gonna make this quick. So whenever I do take Rubí out, I have to be very vigilant, not only of cops, but also for potholes, speed bumps. Even though the Hellcat isn't really lowered, it's still low enough to the point where it will scrape. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't matter if there's just a little bit of incline. I just tend to realize that if it's too steep, it will scrape. Exhibit A of why I cannot be outside by myself. If you can't see, they keep turning around. So whenever I do take Ruby out, I have to be very vigilant because, as you can see, men pass by and they keep staring and it makes me uncomfortable, and it's a group of them. So anyways, aside from creepy men, I have to be very vigilant, not only from cops, but also for any speed bumps, potholes, and anything that can possibly happen. Again, it's very hard for me to come outside and just film things on my own because things like this happen and you just never know. So the paranoia is unfortunately very real, not only as a woman, but also the owner of a Hellcat. So just keep those things in mind. Be very vigilant. I don't care if you're a man, if you're a woman, just be aware of your surroundings because you never want something bad to happen. So just please keep that in mind. And another thing I did want to mention, at least as far as safety, whenever I do go home, I take like 10 different routes home. I won't take the same route going home because, again, stay vigilant. You never want somebody to follow you back home and know where you live, let alone where your car is at. So I always do my best to keep it out of sight, out of mind. I won't leave it out in the driveway. I'll park it in the garage, park it in the shop. I do not care if I'm gonna take it out again later the same day, 2, 3 times, 1 time. I don't care. It's gonna stay in the garage, it's gonna stay in the shop whenever I am at home. So I highly suggest to keep it hidden. If you don't have a garage, get a car cover at least. That's the best anti-theft you can do, is just keep it out of sight. So those are just my tips. As far as any issues that she's been giving me, I've had none. I've kept up with the regular maintenance. But yeah, I've never had any real issues with her. That's the good thing. I think a lot of people keep calling it trash, and it's really not, especially if you're not driving it out here crazy. I'm just casually driving, doing my little zoomies whenever I feel like it, but nothing too dramatic to the point where it's gonna ruin the car. So if you take care of your car, it's gonna stay pretty mint in the most part, at least for the most part. So that's it as far as my 2-year review of owning a Hellcat. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your thoughts and comments whenever it does come to the Hellcat. I know that I've heard rumors, right, that they're bringing it back. So let me know. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Drive safe.